Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. How are you today?
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam. Good morning, Miss Afsan. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you for attending the meeting. Since we are all here, let's get started with our meeting. First of all, I would like to thank Miss Ain for noticing our members regarding the meeting today, and I'm afraid that Mrs. Ling could not join us today as she is on her maternity leave. So we are here today to discuss and make a decision on the three sites which I have assigned to Miss Nazlin, Miss Ain and Mr. Nabil regarding our project Alpha. But before that, I would like to ask Miss Ain to go through the minutes of the last meeting, which was held on December 20, 2021. Okay, Miss Ain, the floor is yours now.
Thank you, Miss Afsan. Okay. This is the minute of the first meeting for Project Alpha. The meeting was called to order at 9 a.m. by Miss Chairman Nurul Afsan Shairah. She thanked everyone for making the time on such short notice. The chairman briefed the committee on the latest investment to be made by Surya Holdings Sendirian Berhad, which was Project Alpha. Project Alpha aims at meeting the educational and entertainment needs of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. The committee was informed that the approximate cost for the project was 150 million.
Excuse me, may I say something here?
Yes, Miss Nazlin, you may.
I think there is a slight error in the between Gen Z and Gen Alpha. It should have Gen Y between them. Then I also noticed the error in costing for the project. The cost should be 250 million ringgit Malaysia, not 150 million ringgit Malaysia.
Thank you, Ms. Nazling. I will take note of it. Okay, I will continue with the Project Alpha. The three potential sites for the Project Alpha, first site to be developed and turned into Project Alpha was a forest reserve named Bukit Belachang in Ampang, Selangor. Located 15 km from Kuala Lumpur and accessible by car, it is currently closed to the public for a total refurbishment. Second site was an empty warehouse in Pasir Gudang, Johor with 5,600 m². It is 18 km from Singapore, 30 km from Johor Bahru and 41 km from Skudai. It used to store heavy farming machinery in the past. Third site was Green Hilly Land in Bukit Kor, Terengganu, which is a combination of hill and flat green land with adventurous curve and turn. It is located in Marang and about 200 km from Kuala Terengganu.
Sorry to interrupt, Miss Ain. I have noted there is an error at point 3 for Green Hilly Land in Bukit Kor, Terengganu. I think the distance between Mara and Kuala Terengganu should be 20 km and not 200 km.
Thank you for pointing it out, Ms. Nabil. Then for project suggestion, all three sites are underdeveloped yet possess unique attractive features that could attract crowd. Ms. Ling suggested that the committee be given 2 days to visit each site in order to experience the ambience of the place firsthand. The committee was informed that Surya Holding is aiming for an educational with business venture for which the proposed site could be a place where global technology meet nature in a dynamic symbiosis. Ms. Nazling proposed that the committee be given 2 months to research the three sites and their potential so that a viable business cum educational project could be put forth. This suggestion was seconded by Mr. Nabil, but the time frame agreed to be reduced to 4 weeks. Ms. Afzan suggested that each committee member should choose a proposed place and make a proposal on the idea of development according to the needs of Project Alpha.
Sorry to interrupt again, but I think there is a mistake in the spelling for Surya Holding. It should be SURIA Holding instead of SOORIA Holding.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nazling. For any other business during the meeting is Ms. Ling suggested that Mr. Nabe be put in her place as she has be assigned to head the Lan Tengah project. That's all from me, Ms. Afsan. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation, Ms. Ain, and thank you everyone for pointing out the amendment in the minutes given. So is there any more amendment? Would someone move the minutes of the last meeting to be accepted?
I propose the minute of the last meeting be accepted.
As for me, I second the motion.
Okay, I hereby confirm the minutes of the last meeting with a few amendments. So thank you everyone. Before we go on to our main agenda, let's discuss our next meeting, which is matters arising. So is there any matters arising regarding our last meeting?
Yes, Miss. So from the previous meeting, Mr. Miss Ling suggested that we have to visit east side and we already went there by using our own money. I believe that we can claim from the budget. Can you explain how to claim it?
Okay, so basically you can claim your money by providing receipt or any evidence to the Human Resource Department, but you only can claim it after the project ends. Is that clear?
Oh, I see. Thank you, Miss.
I'm sorry, Miss, but I disagree with your suggestion because we all know that this project will take a long time and we have to use our own money for other matters too. So I hope you have another suggestion or idea to change the way that we could claim the money.
I may interrupt. I strongly agree with Ms. Ain, and I would like to suggest that Ms. Zan discuss the matter with the Human Resources Department so we could claim the payment before the end of the project.
Alright, thank you for your suggestion. I will arrange a meeting with the Human Resource Department later and I will try to ask them to allow you guys to claim it first before the project ends. Now let's move on to our main agenda today, which is your presentation about the potential site for our Project Alpha. First, we begin with Miss Ain. Miss Ain is going to tell us about Bukit Belacan Forest Reserve Selangor.
Thank you, Miss. So I would like to talk about Bukit Belacan Forest Reserve, which is located in Selangor. First, let me highlight the point about this area. It is located in the southern area of Selangor State Park and is rich in wildlife. So we can set up to a guide that can explain about the flora and fauna which inhabit this area. Then it is accessible from the city by car, which is located 15 kilometers from Kuala Lumpur. This site is clean and fairly maintained, so we don't have to spend extra money to clean up the place. So the project that I'm thinking of for this area is to create a water recreation park and a camping site. The estimated entrance fee for the water recreation park would be 10 ringgit for adult, 5 ringgit for children, and 15 for foreigner. I suggest creating a food track from the parking lot to the river, which an information board and the plant growing alongside the food track so that the visitor not only enjoy walking with beautiful scenery around, but they can also learn some new information about the flora and fauna. The water activity that I would like to suggest is rafting. Lastly, it's about the camping site. So the estimate fee will be 30 ringgit for
You were
adult,
so scared.
20 ringgit for children, and 50 for foreigner per night. A camping spot will be open near the river along with toilet, food stall, merchandise store, and a rental place for the water activity. I'm also thinking of creating an educative night for the camper by displaying a documentary movie about Bukit Belacan Forest Reserve and also creating a place for birding because Bukit Belacan is well known for many beautiful and rare birds that inhabit this area. That's all from me.
Thank you, Miss Ain, for your presentation. So next, we move on to Miss Nazlin, which is about the empty warehouse in Pasir Gudang, Johor. Miss Nazlin, the floor is yours.
Alright, thank you, Ms. Afzan. Hello, everyone. I will present about the empty warehouse in Pasir Gudang, Johor. So the location for the warehouse is 18 kilometers from Singapore. 32 km from Johor Bahru and 41 km from Skudai. It is actually located near the highway, which is easily accessible for the visitors who come to this place. The size for the warehouse is 5,600 meters square. This site has limited car parking, however, it is easily accessible to public transport, so there will be no issue of visitors finding it hard to go to this place. The project that I suggest for this project site is an indoor extreme park which include activities like wall climbing, paintball and ninja warrior course. Each activity will be guided by a certified instructor and all activities will be charged with some fees. For wall climbing and ninja warrior course are 25 ringgit per session and paintball is 15 ringgit per group. Next, for educational purpose, I suggest that we might make a closed segmented space for 40 to 50% per time. This space is suggested to conduct team building activities for any company or club. And the team building activity will charge 70 ringgit per person. Then I suggest building a cafe bar on the site so that the visitor can enjoy and buy food and drink while waiting for the activities. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nazrin, for your presentation. Now we move on to our last potential site of our Project Alpha, which is Bukit Kor, Terengganu. Mr. Nabil, you may start your presentation.
Thank you, Miss. So today I will be presenting about the potential site which is Bukit Kor located in Terengganu. So this site is actually 2 hectares of green hilly land where is a combination of hills and flat green land with adventurous curve and turns. So the agricultural activity is the main activity that is happening in Bukit Kor. And this site is located in Marang and about 20 km from Kuala Terengganu. Okay, for the idea, we are going to build a camping site and resort. The resort will be a chalet style where it will be based on the traditional Malay houses, and we also give camping facility to the tourists as well, so they have the option whether to stay in a resort or do camping. We also proposing to build a restaurant and also build outdoor activity such as flying fox, hiking, cycling track, and BBQ facilities. As for educational attraction, as I have mentioned before, the community in Bukit Kor is mainly focused on agricultural activity, so we could hire a tour guide to bring the tourists to visit these agricultural areas. Because Bukit Kor is a huge area having 2 hectares of land, and we could also build a summer camp venue in future depending on the situation on how the tourists are attracted to this place. This is all my suggestion today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nabil. Since all of our committee members have presented their proposal, now we are going to discuss which site will be used for our Project Alpha. Personally, I found that the empty warehouse at Pasir Gudang is quite eye-catching and a very good idea. So what do you guys think about that?
Sorry, Miss Afzan, but I can't see any educational purpose for the Pasir Gudang project, as we know that our project objective is for educational, right? And Miss Nazlin, I want to ask you something. If the area in Pasir Gudang is enough to create a paintball ground, as we know that we need a large area to play paintball in a team.
Thank you, Miss Anne, for the question. So the warehouse size is actually limited and we acknowledge that paintball requires an enormous space to put on the activity. So me and my team have calculated the estimated size for each activity. We decided that we will reduce the size for wall climbing and ninja warrior course activities. The paintball will have more space inside the warehouse. And for educational purpose, as I have said earlier, we will handle information in the closed segmented room so that at least our customer will read something at the wall. Does that answer your question, Miss Ain?
Yes, thank you for your answer.
If I may suggest for meeting our educational purpose, Are there any spaces left in the warehouse for you to make a small library or maybe some space to store some bookshelf?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nabi, for the question and suggestion. As we know, the warehouse size is 5,600 meters square, which is quite small to put everything inside that. But the warehouse building is quite high, so we can actually renovate to make a second floor and we can store a small library on the second floor. The suggestion might be considered if the project were to be chosen, and for the small bookshelf, we already decided to put one or two at the cafe bar and also at the closed segmented area. So despite the place being an extreme activity, it also has a bit of educational purpose in the warehouse. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Since Ms. Ain has pointed out that the Pasir Gudang project does not have any educational purpose, I mean the proposal does not have any educational purposes, what do you guys think about Bukit Belacan? Is it a good place to do this project, Afar?
Miss Ain, I really like your proposal. The ideas were really good because Bukit Belacan is located in Selangor, right? So I think the location will be strategic enough to attract the visitor because we need to focus on different generation and all this generation could be found in the urban city of Selangor. So I guess it is a good proposal and good place. However, my concern is Bukit Belacan needs to be upgraded in terms of the place being quite bad according to some the tourist review in Google. So as you can see, it badly needs an upgrade. So we going to upgrade the place before developing the project. And
Oh,
by
siap
doing
sikit
this,
oh.
it will cost more because we need to upgrade not only a small area but the whole forest reserve, so that we could attract the tourists. Do you have any suggestion of for this problem, Miss Eng?
Yes, thank you so much for your concern, Mr. Nabil. So apparently I have overlooked the place and it definitely needs a reference station. I estimate the budget needed for the reference station plus our project should be enough since in this area the river is in a great condition and there were many hidden places for adventurers that we could definitely use. So I don't think there's a lot of upgrade needed to be done beside doing a reference station. Does that satisfy your question?
Yes, Miss Eng. As long as the budget is enough, I guess it will be okay. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Ain, I want to ask you some question. As the Bukit Belacan is a forest reserve, can we develop a project there or do we need to apply something like permit or permission from the state government?
Thank you, Ms. Nazlin. Yes, since Bukit Belacan is a forest reserve, before we start doing our project, we need to ask permission first from the state government. And after that, after they have given permission, then we can start doing our project.
I see. Thank you, Miss Ain.
I think we have discussed everything regarding the warehouse in Pasir Gudang and Bukit Belacan in Selangor. Now we will move on to Bukit Kor Terengganu. Is there anything that we can discuss?
Yes, Miss. I would like to ask Mr. Nabil regarding the project at Bukit Noor. Is there any safety measure for the site and also activities conducted at the place?
Thank you for the question, Miss Nazlin. Yes, for sure. We will have the safety measure for the queries and also for the activity done there because it is important for us to take care of our customers because the safety is really important and because of that we have trained personnel to take care of the activity and also train the tour guides to bring them hiking and for other activities. The summer camp also will have trained personnel and as the place is near the forest, we will also have the guide to take care of the safety. So I think there will not be much of problem concerning the safety of the tourists.
Okay, Mr. Nabil, thank you for answering the question.
I want to ask, as you mentioned earlier, there are agriculture activities there. Will there be any objection from the farmer for the development of our project?
Thank you for the question, Miss Ain. I don't do not I don't think there will be any objection by the local communities, there especially the people who are doing agriculture activities. Because we are actually gonna boost the economy as well because we are gonna do the tour to the agriculture site, and we will actually pay them, so they will teach the tourists what they are doing there, and also at the same time the 2 hectare of the land actually untouched and undeveloped. So we are not going to affect agriculture or the local communities. And that is also giving them the side income that can boost their economy as well. So I don't think there will be any objection by the local communities to our project Alpha.
Yes, I feel the same way too. I don't think there would be any objection from the local communities since we are going to develop the place. So rather than getting objection, they will thank us because they will gain benefit from us, especially in economic sector.
I think that's the end of our discussion for Project Alpha. I will make a decision here. So I'm very sorry to Miss Ain and Miss Nazin because I have to reject your proposal. Because first in the warehouse proposal, there is a lack of educational purpose, and for Bukit Belacan, I think we should let it as a forest reserve area, and furthermore, it will take us a longer time if we want to engage the forest reserve area. And we have a lot of procedure to go through before we start the project. So I will choose Bukit Core as our main project because rather than provide education and entertainment to the Gen Y, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha, we also can help the local communities there and to develop their place. So I think I will take Bukit Core as our project for Project Alpha. So do you guys agree?
Yes, I agree with you, Ms. Hamza.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, since we are all agree, we will move to the next agenda. Is there any other business to discuss?
No, Miss.
Okay, so since our meeting comes to the end, I would like to summarize everything. First, we have accepted the minutes of the last meeting, and then you asked me to provide the claim earlier rather than waiting for the project to finish. And next, we will all agree that we use Bukit Core to develop our project. Before I end this meeting, are there any of you who want to say anything?
No, Miss.
Okay, if there nothing else, we shall end here. Thank you everyone for your cooperation. See you guys at the next meeting.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.